Welcome back to AI Search Explained by Rank 4 AI. I'm Adam Parker. Today we're tackling something that's keeping a lot of UK business owners awake at night. Can you actually compete against the big players when AI systems like ChatGPT and Perplexity are recommending businesses? Jimmy's here with me, and we've been seeing this anxiety in nearly every audit we run at rank4ai.co.uk.
The fear is real, Adam. Just last week, I had a call with a local accountancy firm who said they felt like they were shouting into the void. They're watching their larger competitors get mentioned in AI responses while they're nowhere to be found.
That's exactly the mindset we need to challenge, though. My research into how these AI systems actually interpret and recommend businesses shows something counterintuitive. Size isn't the primary ranking factor people think it is.
Hold on, let me push back there. When I test searches in ChatGPT or Gemini for something like Best Marketing Agency in Manchester, I'm seeing the same big names come up repeatedly. How is that not about size?
You're seeing correlation, not causation. Those big agencies aren't appearing because they're large, they're appearing because they've accidentally done things that AI systems value. Clear specialization, consistent messaging across platforms, and what I call interpretability signals.
Interpretability signals? Break that down for someone running a small business in Birmingham or Cardiff. What does that actually mean?
When Claude or Perplexity encounters information about your business, can it quickly understand what you do, who you serve, and why you're different? Most small businesses have websites that say, "We provide excellent service." That's meaningless to an AI system.
Right, so we're back to the fundamentals. But there's a practical problem here. Small businesses don't have content teams writing dozens of blog posts every month like their bigger competitors.
That's actually an advantage, not a disadvantage. I've audited businesses where they had 3 really focused pages that performed better in AI recommendations than competitors with hundreds of generic blog posts.
Give me an example of what that looks like in practice.
We worked with a small HR consultancy that completely rewrote their services page. Instead of HR solutions for growing businesses, they went with employment law compliance and workplace investigations for UK manufacturers with 20 to 200 employees. 6 weeks later, they started appearing in Copilot and Google AI overviews for those specific queries.
That's incredibly specific, though. Aren't they narrowing their market too much? Most business owners I speak to want to cast a wide net.
This is where small businesses can actually outmaneuver larger competitors. Big firms often can't be that specific because they serve everyone. But when someone searches employment law help manufacturing company, who's more relevant, the massive HR firm or the specialist? Fair point. But let's talk about the technical side. Don't larger companies have better websites, more backlinks, stronger domain authority? Surely that matters to these AI systems. It matters less than you'd think. I've run parallel tests across ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Gemini, and traditional SEO signals have much less weight in AI recommendations. These systems are looking for relevance and clarity, not domain authority. So what should a small business owner prioritize? If they've got limited time and budget, where do they start? 3 things. First, audit how your business appears when someone searches for it by name in these AI systems. You'd be surprised how many businesses don't even show up correctly when searched directly. That's a sobering exercise. We've seen businesses where ChatGPT had completely wrong information about their services or location. How do you even fix that? Consistent, clear information across every platform these systems can access. Your website, Google Business Profile, industry directories, social media. But here's the key. Use the same language and terminology everywhere. The same language part is crucial. I see businesses that describe themselves as consultants on LinkedIn, but advisors on their website and experts in their Google listing. Pick one and stick with it.
Exactly. The second priority is what I call AI-friendly content structure. When Perplexity or Claude reads your page, they need clear sections with descriptive headings. Most small business websites are just walls of text.
Can you give me a before and after example of what that looks like?
Instead of "about our services" followed by 3 paragraphs, try "manufacturing equipment maintenance for food processing plants," then bullet points of specific services. The AI can extract that information cleanly.
That makes sense from a user perspective, too. But let's address the elephant in the room, reviews and reputation. Larger companies often have hundreds of Google reviews. How does a small business compete with that social proof?
Quality trumps quantity in AI systems. I've seen businesses with 40 detailed, specific reviews outrank competitors with 400 generic 5-star ratings. These AI systems can analyze review content, not just count stars.
So we're back to being specific. A review that says, "They helped us implement new payroll systems and reduced our processing time by 60%, is better than, "Great service, highly recommended." Precisely.
And here's something most businesses miss. You can influence the quality of reviews you receive by how you ask for them. Instead of, please leave us a review, try, could you mention how our maintenance service affected your production uptime?
That's smart. Now, let's talk about local competition specifically. I'm hearing from UK businesses that they're losing out to London-based competitors even for local searches.
This is where location specificity becomes crucial. Don't just say you serve the UK, mention specific regions, cities, even postcodes where relevant. AI systems are getting better at understanding geographic relevance.
But doesn't that contradict what we said earlier about not casting too wide a net? How do you balance local presence with specific expertise?
You layer them. Employment law specialists for manufacturers in the West Midlands is both geographically and service-specific. You're not choosing between them. Let's get practical about implementation. A business owner listens to this, gets motivated, but then sits down at their computer. What's step one? Open ChatGPT right now and search for your business by name. Then search for the type of service you provide in your area. See what comes up. That's your baseline. And if they don't appear anywhere, I imagine that's pretty common for smaller businesses. More common than you'd think, but it's also an opportunity. Your competitors probably aren't optimizing for AI search yet either. You're not behind, you're early to a level playing field. That's an interesting way to frame it, but let's talk about resources. These larger competitors have marketing budgets, agencies, dedicated staff. How does a small business keep up? They don't need to keep up with everything. One well-optimized service page that clearly explains what you do and who you serve can outperform 100 generic blog posts. Focus beats volume in AI systems.
I hear this a lot, though. Business owners saying they don't know what to write about or how to create content that stands out.
Start with the questions your clients actually ask. Every conversation you have with a prospect is content gold. When someone asks, how long does this process take, or what makes you different from other firms, those are your content topics.
And be specific in the answers. Instead of, we provide fast turnaround, say, we complete standard patent applications within 4 to 6 weeks, including initial consultation and filing.
Perfect example. That specificity is exactly what AI systems can work with. They can compare that to competitors and make informed recommendations.
Let's talk about something that worries a lot of business owners. What if they get this wrong? What if they optimize for AI search and it hurts their traditional Google rankings? The tactics we're discussing actually improve traditional SEO too. Clear, specific content with good structure helps both human users and Google's algorithms. You're not choosing between them. That's reassuring, but there's still the time investment. How long before a small business sees results from these changes? Faster than traditional SEO. I've seen businesses start appearing in AI recommendations within 2 to 4 weeks of making these changes. These systems update their knowledge more frequently than traditional search indexes. That's encouraging, but let's be realistic about what small businesses are up against. When someone asks ChatGPT for the best anything, aren't they naturally going to get the biggest, most established names? Only if those big names have done the work to be interpretable by AI systems. I've run tests where small, specialized businesses outrank household names because they've been clearer about their expertise and value proposition. Can you give me a sector example where you've seen this play out? Legal services is interesting. The big law firms often have generic websites that say they do everything. A small firm that clearly states, we specialize in commercial property transactions for retail businesses, often gets recommended over firms 10 times their size. Because the AI can match that specific expertise to the user's query. That makes sense. What about pricing? Do small businesses need to compete on price in AI recommendations? That's old thinking. AI systems are looking for relevance and quality indicators, not the cheapest option. In fact, businesses that clearly communicate their premium positioning often get recommended for quality-focused queries. So it's about matching your positioning to the right type of search query, someone looking for cheap anything versus someone looking for best or expert services. Exactly. And here's the thing, small businesses often deliver more personalized service than larger competitors. If you can communicate that effectively, it becomes a competitive advantage in AI recommendations. Let's wrap up with practical next steps. Someone's listened to this whole conversation. What do they do first thing Monday morning? 3 concrete actions. First, search for your business name in ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google AI Overviews. Screenshot what you find. Second, search for your main service plus your location. See who appears. Third, rewrite one page of your website using the specific language we've discussed. And be patient. This isn't about overnight transformation. It's about consistent, clear communication of what you do and who you serve. The opportunity for small UK businesses is real. While everyone's worried about competing with larger companies, most of those larger companies haven't adapted to how AI systems work either. You can move faster and be more specific than they can. Size isn't destiny in AI search. Clarity is. That's going to wrap up today's episode. If you want to dive deeper into AI search optimization for your business, visit rankforai.co.uk, where we break down exactly how your business appears across all these AI systems. Thanks for listening to AI Search Explained, and we'll see you next week.